candidate for Buffalo Township Supervisor. Born and raised Buffalo Township, Union County. Currently employed at Troyster Dairy. Been happily married for 40 years. Raised two children, which are married. Have 7 grandchildren. I guess the reason why I'm running for Township Supervisor, you know, living in the township, and I was employed by the township for several years, you see what goes on, and there's things that should be changed. It's time for a change. You know, whether I'm the right person or not, that's up to the public. But there is a need for change. Thank you.
The first lead question is this. What infrastructure challenges exist in Buffalo Township, and how would you address them? And Mr. Haynes, you will go first on this question.
All right. The biggest infrastructure challenge right now I see is the roads. They're deteriorating severely. I don't travel all the roads like I used to, but the ones I do travel, there's a desperate need for ditch work, berm work. You know, without your ditches, the water's not going to drain. And, you know, you leave these roads go for years and years, and they just deteriorate. And it's time. You have to keep on. Tar and chipping helps, but that's not the answer. And, you know, you work with the state, try to get the answers.
Buffalo Township currently has around 42 miles of road, with the average cost of around $100,000. I think this year we're spending around $140,000 to chip approximately 9 miles of road. Buffalo Township's yearly budget between the Liquid Fuels Fund and our general fund is in the $650,000 a year fund. So that doesn't leave an incredibly large amount of money out there for paving projects. In the last 4 years since I've been supervisor, Buffalo Township bought a paver in conjunction with Kelly Township. That happened about 3 years ago. In the last 3 years, we've put down about 3,000 tons of asphalt, which is equivalent to about half a mile of asphalt a year, at a price tag of about $70,000 a year.
At this time, there is opportunity for rebuttal. Mr. Haynes, 30 seconds, please.
The biggest problem I have with I guess you would say, the in-house work. See, when I was there, we bid everything out. They come in, contractor does it, it's done. Well, now they try to tell you, we're doing it in-house, saving the taxpayers money. It takes them 2 to 3 times as long to do this in-house, and you take their hourly rate and their benefits, it's costing the taxpayers money.
Mr. Dietrich?
As far as that goes, a prime example, Browse Hill was done 300 yards long at a cost of about $37,000 to pave 300 yards, 20 feet wide. This year, one of our main goals is to pave half of Beaver Run Road and then tar and chip on top of it, base, reprofile the road, and tar and chip on top of it, which is half a mile long. At an estimated cost of the township doing it at about $80,000, and if we were sending it out for bid to have done, it would be around $140,000.
We will now move on to lead question number 2. Which public services in Buffalo Township do you feel lend themselves to regional cooperation and which do not? We begin with Mr. Dietrich.
Currently, right now, some of the issues that we have in Buffalo Township is funding for fire departments. Currently, we have Lewisburg as a volunteer fire department that covers approximately 3,000 residents in our township. William Cameron Engine Company covers approximately 600. Right now, we pay Lewisburg about $30,000 for 3,000 residents, and we could pay William Cameron about $10,000. Part of the goals that we're trying to do is work out a substantial way to help fund William Cameron that does not bankrupt Buffalo Township.
Mr. Haynes?
Yeah, there on that subject, you know, that's where the township, William Cameron, Lewisburg, they all have to work together to solve the problem. I mean, it used to be the cutoff was half a mil, and now I understand it's closer to Lewisburg, which I don't quite understand that. I mean, I know money savings, but when you have William Cameron that's a half a mile away, it seems a little ridiculous to have Lewisburg on call when you have the fire company that close. But like I say, that's something for the township and the fire departments. They have to work out together for the best interest of the township people.
Mr. Haynes? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Now, we now begin audience questions, and this actually has something to do with what you just answered. But I'm going to ask it because there's a specific tie here. What is your future plan for fire and ambulance coverage of the eastern end of Buffalo Township? That's a specific area. So let me see here. Mr. Haynes, you will begin.
Well, I really haven't thought of a plan. That's something, like I said before, has to be worked out between the fire companies and the township. I don't know which would be the best way to go. That's something where they're going to have to, you know, really sit down and consider the safety of the public. That's the main concern.
Mr. Dietrich?
Regardless to no matter who is the first box call alarm for the east end of our township, which is Half a Mill Road east down to Wildflower Village, that general area, mutual aid agreement in Pennsylvania means no matter what, somebody will respond to a fire if there is a fire or an emergency call needed. The only nitpick in the deal is what it costs the township. Right now, currently, the township is in negotiations with William Cameron. We've been in negotiations with them for 10 years, off and on, and I think we're slowly starting to get a little closer, but we haven't got there yet. And we're still trying to come up with a contract number that will help work with William Cameron's budget.
We now have the opportunity for rebuttal. You choose to do that? Pass? Pass? Both? Yep. Okay. All right. That is the last question that I have. The only question from the audience. So we will begin the closing statements, and you will have 2 minutes each. And Mr. Dietrich, you will go first.
Buffalo Township as a whole is a very financially stable township. Over the last 15 years, Buffalo Township has never been in the red. It's had a very aggressive ability to work with other townships to cover multiple grounds. We've bought excavators and pavers with other townships to help reduce